Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today I'm going to be starting another new release thriller vlog where I read 4 new-ish release thrillers. I have my Christmas lights up. It is cold and rainy outside. It is just the perfect atmosphere right now to read some of my favorite atmosphere, snowy, isolated, etc. So they might not be the newest thrillers in this video, but they definitely will be releases from this year. And a lot of the thrillers in this video are going to be very, very highly requested ones that y'all wanted to see me vlog. So I'm very excited to share them with you. Before we get into the vlog though, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Dossier. So y'all know I talk about Dossier all the time, and I had to tell you about their amazing Black Friday sale that they have going on probably today. When you're watching this, they have sales up to 55% off. So if you've ever heard me talk about Dossier and you've been slightly interested, now is the time to try them out. I will show you a little bit about what they have. Of course, they are known for their perfumes. They have signature designer scents that smell exactly like the perfumes that you've been eyeing in Sephora, but for a much more affordable price. Even without the Black Friday sales, they're super affordable, like 20-30 bucks, but they have the same exact scent and same exact quality as luxury fragrances. For example, this is their ambery vanilla scent, which I absolutely love, and it smells exactly like YSL's Black Opium. I always get so many compliments on this one. And they also have a ton of other home stuff that I think would make really great gifts. They have candles, which you can find in your favorite luxury scent, and they have these room diffusers. And the one that I have here is their woody sandalwood scent, and this smells exactly like Santal 33. Like, if you want your entire house to smell like Santal 33, from Le Labo, get this. The woody sandalwood room diffuser is everything, and you can get this stuff for up to 55% off for their Black Friday sale. It's their biggest sale of the year. I seriously love Dossier products so much, so I'm going to link them down below so you guys can shop today. Happy Black Friday, happy shopping, get gifts for the holidays for your loved ones, or just stock up for yourself. But either way, check them out, and thank you so much again to Dossier for sponsoring this video. So make sure to check out Dossier after you watch this video. And now let's go ahead and get into the vlog. So I had originally picked up a book last night to start reading for this vlog, and I thought, you know, I'll start filming tomorrow morning. I'll already have read a good little chunk that I can update you on. Well, here's the thing. I was starting with Strange Sally Diamond by Liz Nugent, and I read it all. When I tell y'all I could not put this down, I am so serious. I could not put this book down, not for a second. Like, I was flipping pages like nobody's business. I had to know what was happening here, and it makes so much sense now to me why so many people were recommending this and wanting to see this book in a vlog, because y'all, it was so good. So let me tell you basically the entire review, my entire reading process, because unfortunately there isn't vlog footage. It was just like a boom. I read this in 2 sittings. I was only interrupted by a little bit of eating, a little bit of sleeping, and then I was right back into it, and I read it to the end. I am so obsessed with this book. So we start out following this girl, and she seems a little bit off, like she might have something going on, whether it's like trauma, or she's just on the spectrum, or she just has really severe like social anxiety. We know that she has some kind of issue happening, and she's definitely not neurotypical, which I love reading from neurodivergent characters, whether the rep is good or bad. Honestly, I like providing my own kind of commentary on the representation, because I do work with a lot of neurodivergent folks in my practice, and I loved the rep in here. There was a lot of different discussions around it, which I'll get into in my review. But we are following Sally Diamond, who is not your typical gal, and she's definitely been through a lot, which explains why some of her reactions and kind of like emotional insights are a little bit odd to the people around her. And the entire book starts with her losing her father, and she again has like a very odd reaction that not many people, not even most like neurodivergent people, would have. Like, this is a very extreme reaction, and it kind of sets in place this chain of events where Sally is learning all of the things that happened to her that possibly contributed to her what she describes as social deficiencies, but really goes so much deeper than that. And we start to unpack her trauma responses and her family life, and why she has kind of been shrouded in mystery her entire life. Her adoptive parents were lying to her. We don't know about her real parents. We're trying to figure out who they are. And simultaneously, we are occasionally getting chapters from this other person who seems to be in a not great home situation as well, and we're trying to explore the connection between these two characters. And I'm intentionally trying to be really vague here because I want everything to be as shocking as possible for you if you choose to read this book. There are not a lot of like massive twists and reveals, so I want everything to like have the most impact that it possibly could if you want to read this book. For me, it read much more like a Lisa Jewell book, where it's tense, it's fucked up, it's dark, it's mysterious, it's emotional, but it's not necessarily a thriller in the sense that there are like really fast-paced reveals and massive twists. I mean, I pretty much predicted every single thing that was going to happen in this book. The thrilling part of it was really just like the horror of watching it unfold. Honestly, this was much more like dark family drama, psychological horror than it is a thriller. So I don't really like that it's being marketed that way, but I guess I can understand it with the mystery elements there. Like, we're trying to figure out all of the secrets and unravel them from the past, so there are like mysterious elements. However, I think if you know, have any like psychological knowledge, you'll be able to parse through the mystery pretty quickly, like I did, but it did not take away from my enjoyment level there. Throughout the book, I absolutely loved the character development. There were such amazing like arcs and journeys for all of our characters, but especially the two that we were following, especially Sally. Oh my gosh, Sally's story just broke my heart, and I felt so much for her while I was reading. I think that's the main reason why it was so hard for me to put this book down, is because I just didn't want to take time away from her. I love her character. She's so endearing, and I just have such a well of empathy for everything that she went through. And most of the book is just like really complicated emotions as we see her try to figure these things out. It is super, super dark, like very dark. If you like a kidnapping story, you gotta read this book. I wish that I read this before I did my kidnapping book recommendations, because I definitely would have included this one. I won't tell you where the kidnapping element is, so you'll still be kind of like shocked by it when you read it, but there is a strong element of kidnapping in the story. There's also talk of pedophilia, so if that is triggering to you, be warned. But yeah, those are kind of the dark themes in this book. So the character development is amazing. The way that the mystery unravels is amazing. The pacing throughout the book is amazing. The writing was amazing, just sucked me in. It was so like endearing and twisted at the same time. I cannot stop raving about this book. I rated it really highly, as you can probably guess, but I could not give it a 5-star. I actually ended on a 4.5 out of 5 for this book because of the ending. Something about the ending, like none of the storylines were really totally resolved, and one part of me wants to say like I like that because it read very dark and true to life. Like oftentimes when people go through things like this, there isn't a perfect little bow on the situation and a resolution that feels nice and satisfying like the end of a book. So I can kind of see that, but something in me was like, I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted something else to happen. I wanted like a final twist or final reveal. I was like, surely I'm like parsing everything out and figuring out the mystery, but surely at the end there will be something. And unfortunately there wasn't. So that was kind of the only thing that kept me from giving it a 5-star. I still highly, highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, I'm sitting at a 4.5. I started to do some research after that, just like looking in this book. And that's how you know I really like a book, as if I'm doing really heavy research into it. So I found out this was originally released in like the UK, Ireland, wherever across the pond. And it has a different ending, but for an American audience, they thought that that was like too dark or too fucked up or something, and we got a different ending. So I'm dying to get my hands on a copy of the UK edition to see what that different ending is. I'm wondering if I can like find the alternate ending online or something, but I feel like that would be a 5-star, especially if they're saying like it's too dark. I wanted that. I wanted that little extra dark twist at the end that would have made it solidified to a 5-star, because everything else was literally perfect, except I could sense that like weird cutoff at the end. That is my full review of Strange Sally Diamond. Again, I'm sorry that y'all don't get the vlog footage of me reading it, but it literally would have just been me sitting on the couch reading this book because I could not put it down. So yay, first book of the vlog is a banger. Love when that happens. And so today, this morning, I started my second book of the vlog, which is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz. This is another one that has been highly, highly requested that I pick up for a vlog ever since it first came out. Yeah, it came out in February of 2023, and ever since then it's been highly requested. People have either given it 5 stars or 1 star. Like I see half of the comments about this book say, Hailey, don't read it. It's gonna be horrible. You're gonna hate it. But then also I have like some of my most trusted girlies who are taste aligned a lot of the time. They're like, I gave it 5 stars. I loved it. It's just like a no thoughts, head empty, drama filled time. And it also appeals to me because of the snowy, isolated setting. So I picked it up this morning and I'm about a third of the way through. Basically, the whole first third of this book was the setup of the synopsis. So I'm about to start getting into like what the actual book is beyond what was on the inside cover. But if you're not familiar with this book, we are following a girl who is an aspiring writer, and she had this friend group full of aspiring writers as well. She did have a dramatic and toxic and drama-filled falling out with one of the girls in this group, and now her and the girl that she had the falling out with are both chosen for this prestigious writing retreat that is hosted by their favorite author, who kind of is shrouded in mystery herself. She's like this amazing figure, and the retreat is hosted at her isolated mansion in the snow in the winter time with no service, no Wi-Fi, so they're completely cut off at this writing retreat together. They don't know this before they show up, but once they're at the retreat, they figure out that they're not all just there like workshopping and supporting each other, but they're actually competing to win some type of something. So there's like this like cutthroat, almost like thrilling air underneath the writing. It's not just like people sitting in a mansion writing, because that would be really boring. I feel like this is such a big opportunity that one of these girls is going to kill over it. And then we have the added tension of their like friendship falling out, and they're both there competing against each other. I love the atmosphere and the like feeling of it, just like the tension and everything, and it is very scandalous and drama filled so far, so I'm really liking it. I will probably pick up that book a little bit later, but right now we have a couple fun things that we're gonna go do today. It is the East Austin studio tour this weekend, where basically all the artists in the city open up their studios for people to come and see like their finished works, their works in progress, people of all different like types of art, like auditory, visual, painting, sculpting, like all different types of art from local artists. So we go every single year and just kind of see what's interesting, what's new. We're gonna check that out. And then I think we're gonna go to like a, not a brewery, I guess, like I don't know what you would call it actually, but there's like a local hard cider company. They make like some of the most pure ciders from apples instead of like from concentrate or anything like that. So we're gonna go do a little cider tasting as well. So of course I will take you along with me for our little adventures today and let you know when I pick up the writing retreat next. Hello vlog, it's the next day and I've just been working all day. We had such a fun night last night, but I was supposed to come home after the cider thing and get work done. I didn't because we ended up going to dinner and then we ended up coming back here and having more drinks because we bought bottles from the cider place, and then we watched the Wendy Williams documentary. I was just gabbing with the girls, like having a good little time, and completely lost track of time. So I've been in just a haze this morning of working, but I did get a chance to get to the 50% mark in the writing retreat just now on my little break before I start my sessions this evening. So I'm at the 50% mark and it's okay. I'm kind of losing interest a little bit now that the setup is done. I'm like waiting for the next thing to happen and there's not much going on. We're just like following the retreat. Creepy things are happening, but they're not like earth-shattering. They're not like really getting to me in any type of way. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like there's much going on. I do like the toxic female friendship elements and the commentary that's going along with that. There's also like LGBTQ, really like Q, like questioning rep, which I like those conversations. But other than that, there's not a lot keeping me invested. I think a big part of that, and this is like something that I struggle with often. If you watch a lot of my vlogs, then you've probably heard me say this before. I like unlikable characters when it's like fun drama unlikable. These characters are just like kind of all unlikable. Like, I don't know, they're not hitting in the same way like a Lisa Jewell or a Jennifer Hillier book, where they're unlikable in a way that's like, ooh, you're an interesting dynamic woman. They're unlikable in the way that's like a little bit annoying, kind of like She Started It by Sean Gilbert. I did not like that book because the characters were just insufferable, and a lot of these characters are giving that. I just don't feel very connected to them, so their irredeemable traits are more annoying than like making the characters dynamic and full. So that's kind of where I'm at the 50% mark. I'm waiting for action and waiting to feel connected to the characters. I will keep reading tonight and let you know what I think, but for now I got sessions, so I will see you after. Hello vlog, it is after work. I have cooked dinner, I poured myself a glass of wine, and I've got to about, I would say like the 80% mark of the writing retreat, so definitely gonna finish tonight. But it's taken a turn. I only have like 60 pages left, and I do not know how we're gonna get out of this situation. I do not know how this is going to resolve. It's just giving odd. Okay, it took a turn that I don't love. It is unhinged, but not in like a fun way. I don't know. I'm just feeling like very, very disconnected from the characters. I don't care about the situation. There's a remove. It's gone crazy into like a level that I don't love. So that's kind of my update. I'm waiting to care. It just went so off the rails so fast, and it used a trope that I don't really like. I feel like it's such a cop-out. And now I'm just like along for the ride for these last 60 pages. I will let you guys know when I'm done. Hello vlog, it is just a little bit later. I finished up the writing retreat, and unfortunately, this just totally fell apart in the second half for me, especially the last 20%. Like that last 60 pages that I just read, it went in so many different directions. It was, I'm not gonna lie, a little hard to keep track of that it went in so many different directions. I mean, we had the book within a book. We had the elements that are totally not rooted in reality. We have the elements that could be rooted in reality but are super ridiculous, and then we had the stuff that was like trying to be true to life, like the LGBTQ rep, which I did appreciate that aspect of it, but any commentary just kind of went out the window in favor of the more like ridiculous plot lines. They just kind of felt confused and all over the place. I don't know, I just didn't feel connected to any of the characters, and the plot was a mess. It was just boom, boom, boom here and there. The only thing that I really got from this was like, the intro was really good. The first third I really liked. All of the setup I enjoyed, but from there on I did not really love it. I'll be totally real. I liked the atmosphere, but there wasn't enough of the atmosphere. Like I love a good little descriptive paragraph at the beginning of a chapter to like set the scene, and there wasn't really any of that. So while I knew that the atmosphere was enjoyable, I wasn't kind of made aware of it often. This one just really fell apart for me, and I was gonna try to give it like something in the middle, but then I realized like how much I really didn't like it at the end, and I'm gonna give it a 2-star. I know that might seem a little bit harsh, but I'm trying to be more subjective with my ratings. After all, they are my ratings. They're what I think of the books that I read, so this one is a 2-star for me. I don't know, I feel like this one is very divisive, and I just landed on the side of not really liking it, but who knows, maybe it will work out for you. On to the next. I've already moved my bookmark over, which is how you know that I was absolutely done with the previous book. I'm gonna pick up the arc that I have here of The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. I'm so excited to get into this. Rachel Hawkins books are usually like no thoughts, head empty for me, but they're kind of hit or miss with my enjoyment. I want something that I don't have to think about but better executed than the last one that I read. Just the tagline of this book really made me want to read it as soon as I got it in the mail. It says, "There's nothing as good as the rich gone bad." And oh, it just sounds so good. Like this ridiculous, over the top Southern debutante, rich, notorious woman has been found dead, and she left her entire estate, her mansion, everything to her adopted son. But the son wants none of it, and he wants nothing to do with his adoptive family that's left alive as well, because they are just rich and poisonous and gross. But 10 years later, he finds himself back at the estate where long buried secrets start to crack through the facade, and questions about the infamous heiress, his mother, are coming to light. So it's like rich people drama, Knives Out, inheritance, family secrets kind of vibes. Should be very cozy. I am gonna get into this tonight and let you know my thoughts tomorrow morning. Hello vlog, it is literally seconds after I woke up. the next day, and I got a good chunk into The Heiress last night. It is so easy to read. I feel like that's like the common theme with Rachel Hawkins, I almost said Rachel Harrison, Rachel Hawkins books, is that even if I'm not necessarily like loving it, I'm just like flipping pages, like I'm having a good time living and being a girl. So I got like about a quarter of the way through The Heiress, and I like the story. We have a lot of different like media things in here. A big part of the mystery of this heiress's death is that she has like a lot of lore to her. Like, she was kidnapped for a long period of time as a child. She has like suspicious circumstances surrounding her own death, and they refer to her as like Mistress Killmore because she has 3 dead husbands that she's suspected of murdering. So it's just really interesting to like learn about her and her history and everything. I love the lore. So we're following a lot of media from that, like news articles and postings and posters from the 40s when she went missing and things like that. And we're also getting every 2 chapters a diary or like journal entry from her. They're like addressed to her son, but I don't know if her son Camden, the one who inherited the house, like I don't know if he has them yet, because it doesn't seem like he has all of this information when we're following his chapters. And then the last perspective that we're following is his fiance. They're just a cute little couple, and they're so fun to follow together. Camden's kind of resistant to digging into the mystery and his family's history, but his fiance is like really excited to, which is cool because like that's kind of how the reader is feeling, and it could feel like really bogged down to follow a male perspective that's just like, I don't want to be a millionaire. Like, that could be really annoying, but it's not. And it's balanced out by his partner and the media and the journal entry letter type of things. So I'm just really loving it. I can't wait to see where the story goes. I will probably make myself breakfast in bed and try to read a little bit more this morning. It's the week of Thanksgiving, so I've had like a ton of cancellations, like everyone's traveling or just like spending time with family, hosting family, so they don't want their therapy, which is obviously fine with me, but I'm kind of freaking out about money just a little bit, but I'm trying not to. So I'm just gonna relax, make myself some food, read, and let you know what I'm thinking. Hello vlog. I am having just like the nicest, coziest morning, and now we're like kind of getting into the afternoon, but I am over halfway through The Heiress. Absolutely loving it, like loving every second of it. It is rich people, southern, atmospheric mystery. I love it, especially the like journal / letter chapters from the perspective of the heiress herself. Like, they read so similar to like an Evelyn Hugo type of character. If you like The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, you will love this book simply for that aspect. I just love learning about her lore and her life, and we're like going through all the different husbands and their deaths and like if she was a part of it or not, and learning more about her and like how the townspeople got some things wrong about her but also some things right about her. It's so good. I love those chapters. And then the chapters at the house, like with the family, I'm like, everybody has different motives. Like, even with our main couple that we're following, they're keeping secrets from each other, and I'm trying to figure out what those secrets are. And like, ooh, it's just sucking me in. I could honestly lay here and finish this book today, right now, in the next couple hours. do I want to do that? I do have things that I need to do today, and I do have some sessions later in the day, but honestly, I might read a little bit more. I don't know. I just love it. Okay, hi, I've decided to be a human today. I woke up, I got ready. Honestly, just solely put on an outfit so I could go take Instagram pictures. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this is what I do for fun. So I'm about to go take some little like fall aesthetic coquette Lana Del Rey Instagram photos. But I wanted to update you. I'm 75% of the way through the Heiress. Loving it. Loving it. Everyone's secrets are being revealed, and there was one reveal, it was so good. It was like somebody slapped something down on the table, like, look at this document, what you gonna do about it? And that person was like, I already knew. And it was like, oh, like the rich people drama is drama-ing. It really feels like Knives Out energy, but make it so deliciously Southern. It's like Evelyn Hugo meets Knives Out in the South. It is so good. I don't want to stop reading it. It is so good. When this comes out, y'all gotta jump on it because it's amazing. Like, I honestly have no notes. There's nothing like special about it. It's not like over the top commentary meaningful, but it's doing its job. It's like a super interesting and atmospheric read. Sucks me in. It's perfect for the like vibe right now. I'm loving it. I will probably be finishing that up later, but I do have to work. I'm literally gonna go take pictures at the park where I work so I can just like show up, be cute, do my actual job, get it all done, you know what I mean? And if I do anything exciting, I'll let you know, but I don't think I will be, so I'll probably see you later. So I thought nothing exciting would happen between our next update, but I just got this arc in the mail of B.A. Paris's The Guest, which will be out in this coming February 2024. So I will definitely be featuring this in an upcoming thriller vlog as well, much like the one you are currently watching. Here is the synopsis. It says, some secrets never leave. It's about a couple who just arrived home from a holiday and their closest friend is in their house, which is super weird. She's like impersonating the wife because she walked out on her husband, their other friend, after he confessed that he was having an affair and he had a secret child. So this couple is like, okay, we want to support them, but the girl who is in their house is becoming increasingly unpredictable, and their only respite from her is a couple that's new to town, kind of like new replaced friends. With them comes their gardener, who has a checkered past. Okay, lots of layers here, and all the secrets will unravel and be more dangerous than they could have even imagined. The Guest. Ooh, yay! I am so excited for this one. Okay, actually, more exciting things are happening as I'm working here. I am in the midst of like, you know, planning Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you know, all the deals that land in your inbox, whatever, around this time of year. But what I didn't know about was Travel Tuesday. And now I'm going ham trying to plan out my 2024 travel. So obviously I'm going to Bali in 2024. Y'all can come with me if you didn't know, if you haven't heard about it. I'm doing a meetup in Bali. So if you're in Australia, if you're in Asia, if you are anywhere around Bali, or if you're in the US and you want to travel to come and meet me and hang out with me for an entire week, then I will have all the info linked down below. But anyway, I haven't bought my flight yet and I need to do that. So I thought Travel Tuesday would be the perfect option to make the flight as affordable as possible. Obviously flights from the US to Bali can get pretty expensive, as most international flights are, but Travel Tuesday is really going to come in clutch for me. So I'm like sitting here planning the house down, and I wanted to let you know, if you're already booked for Bali, or if you've been wondering about it and on the fence trying to like make it work with money, Travel Tuesday, it's coming up. plan, book it. I would love to have you there. Also for Travel Tuesday, I believe 4 more spots that are discounted for Bali will be opening up. So if you want the $200 off the price, you can get that. I know some people had messaged me and just been like, oh my God, I want to go, but the flight. Girl, me too. Trust me, if my trip wasn't free, I would be freaking out about the flight too. Luckily, the flight is all I have to pay for because I'm the host. But for y'all, wanted to let y'all know as well, get in on the Travel Tuesday deals. Again, link down below. Make it happen if you can. DM me on the day if you want advice, deals, etc. Hello vlog, it is after work. I'm in my little comfy sweats and I have my slippers on and I'm just like all around very happy because I'm officially on Thanksgiving break. Yay! And I can go home and see my family tomorrow, which is great. Cameron's already there. I just want to be with everyone and not have work for like 3 or 4 days. So that is really great. And also I finished The Heiress and I'm gonna give this 4 stars. It was so fun all the way through. No thoughts, head empty, rich people drama, murder mystery, secrets, lies, being unraveled. It all came together at the end. There was one reveal that I did predict, but I felt like it seemed like intentional, like you were supposed to be able to guess it because so many clues were dropped. I kind of felt smart, like putting the pieces together and solving the mystery, but there were a couple other things that happened that I definitely did not predict. I did not see them coming at all. It was not too deep, but that is exactly what I was wanting going into this. So 4 stars, great thriller. I don't know if it's gonna like necessarily stick with me. There wasn't anything in here that would make this a 5-star standout, but if you're looking for something to just be a really great time and you like the tropes in here, you will not be disappointed in The Heiress. This is by far my favorite of all of Rachel Hawkins' thrillers. So yay for that. And next up, I think I'm gonna pick up an audiobook. I know that I have the new Catherine Ryan Howard as well as the new Geneva Rose. And I think my library hold came in, yeah, for the new Amy Engel. So those are kind of my choices. I am really, really interested in the new Geneva Rose because her one from earlier this year I really didn't like. But this one, I believe it's an audio original, so it might be an only audiobook situation, but she wrote it with her husband, and I think that's really cute. So I'm gonna read through the synopsis and see what I think of it if I wanna go with this one. It's called #Crime Time, which is giving me like true crime podcast vibes. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that trope is so overdone, but we will see. Oh, it says it's perfect for fans of Only Murders in the Building and Finlay Donovan is killing it. Okay, I love that. So it's giving like quirky murder mystery, which is kind of like what I just read, and I'm definitely down for more of that. It says, Nadia loves her privacy, living alone and writing a popular series of crime novels under a pen name. She's worked hard to build the quiet life that she cherishes. But all that changes when her long-lost half-brother comes to town needing a place to stay. And he is Nadia's worst nightmare, a TikTok star, oversharing on the internet at every opportunity. When a burglary occurs in the apartment upstairs, her brother decides to film it and post it. Unbeknownst to him, this was not a random break-in, but a very targeted operation by dangerous criminals. Overnight, these videos go viral and the attention brings all the wrong kind of heat. Nadia and her half-brother are plunged into the world of organized crime and they must uncover the truth and clear their names before they're the next victims. Full cast audiobook filled with laugh out loud banter and shocking twists. #Crime Time is a delightful romp through the murky, unpredictable realms of crime and family. This sounds fun, and I'm in my like cozy era. Like, I just want cozy. Can you tell that I want something cozy? Also, I want an audiobook that I can listen to while I pack tonight in preparation to drive to Houston tomorrow to see my family. So I feel like this will be good for making dinner, eating, packing, and doing all the little chores that I have to do around the house before I leave. Yay! I'm gonna start #crime time, and I will let you know when I have thoughts. Hello guys, I have listened to the first half of Crime Time while I was making my stir fry, which I'm just now realizing that I took a 0 B-roll of, so sorry for that. But this book, y'all, oh my god. I don't even know how to say this even like semi-nicely. Oh, this is bad. Guys, this is bad. First of all, I did not realize that this wasn't a full-length thriller. The audiobook's only 4 hours long, so it's definitely like novella length, which is fine, but I definitely had to adjust my expectations because the pacing was going crazy and there was 0 character development. So I was like, wait, what? Where are we going? And then I looked and saw that I was nearly 30% in, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. But even with my adjusted expectations, this book is just making me mad. Like, it is so insufferably annoying. I feel like the only person that would possibly enjoy this book is like maybe a 12-year-old. I don't know if this was like pitched as YA. There isn't a tag on Libro that says like for young adults or for kids. No, and it's compared to Finlay Donovan, which is an adult series, and Only Murders in the Building, which is an adult show, but it reads like so cringe. I can't even tell you how much I've been cringing. Like, every other sentence, there's something that is just so juvenile or so like poorly written. I'm sorry, this is bad. It has so many pop culture references, which it's based around TikTok, which is fine. Like, I feel like we can use social media in really creative ways. I like a lot of thrillers that implement social media, but the way, y'all, I can't even, there are actual TikTok sounds in the audiobook. It is so cringe. And it's gonna be so like easily dated. Like, I feel like in 2 months, none of the sounds that they're even using are going to be relevant anymore, and that's really unfortunate because this book doesn't come out until December 11th. I got an advanced listening copy from Libro, so I was like, oh my god, let me give y'all the tea on the new Geneva Rose. Like, no, this actually, no. Like, Fear Street, which is written for young adults, and it was written so long ago, and it was literally written by R.L. Stine, is more complex and nuanced than this book. I love Fear Street books. I read Fear Street when I want to have like no thoughts, head empty, just like ridiculous fun. This is beyond ridiculous. This is like, I'm actually actively angry because this book is so bad. I want to DNF it, but I feel like I should finish it. Like, I only have an hour left. Like, I might as well finish the audio, but y'all. And it's not even just the writing. Like, it has a full cast for the audiobook, so you'd think they like audition. Oh my god, this sounds so mean. You would think that they hired people who were like voice actors, and the voice of our main character is literally played by Jennifer Damiano. Like, she's a Broadway star. I'm like low-key obsessed with her. She's killing it. She's just acting like a voice actor does. The guy who voices the half-brother character, there's like, if you were a theater kid, there's like this very specific cadence that theater kids reading a monologue use, and he is speaking in that cadence. That is the best way that I can describe it. It is one of the most abhorrent and off-putting voice acting performances I've ever heard in my life. He puts the emphasis on the incorrect word in the sentence. Some sentences, like, you can tell as he's speaking them, he doesn't know what the words are actually meaning. That's not the meaning of the sentence. Can we do a second take? Do you see why I'm so frustrated now? Oh my god. I'm sorry for this rant review. I did not think this was gonna be this. I did not think. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just power through, torture myself, because Nah. If I've gone through this much of it, it's counting towards my reading goal for the year. So I'm gonna finish this shit and I'll be back. Y'all, I literally had to stop. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe this. I had to stop mid-pack. This book is so cringe, so ridiculous. And then they want to stop and try to have a sidebar that's like serious conversation, commentary on getting your validation from social media and like trying to fill a void. Like, honestly, odd, jarring, and does not hit when it's following a TikTok sound and a fart joke. Like, it doesn't really hit. The commentary is not really commentarying, you know what I mean? It's just absolutely ridiculous. This is not for me. There are these weird stereotyping things. Sorry if you can hear my kettle. I'm making tea. Hold on, let me go pour that. They're also making these like weird cultural generalizations that I think they're trying to make like funny, but the stereotypes to me aren't funny. They're just like reading really uncomfortable and like weird. There's this character who's a Ukrainian mob boss, and like one of the hallmarks of his character is that he says this verbatim in the book: a symbol of wealth in his culture is an Adidas tracksuit, and they keep like making fun of like Adidas tracksuits, and like it is not really the time to be taking shots at the Ukrainians for like an Adidas tracksuit. Like, I don't know. The half brother is Cuban, and the Ukrainian mob boss like asked him, have you ever smoked a cigar? Like, do you want to smoke a cigar? And the kid's like, oh, I'm Cuban, so it feels wrong that I haven't. I definitely should. And he's literally a child. I don't know, dude. Also, like, random cultures are just like catching strays. Like, this Ukrainian man is just like throwing random generalizations at other European cultures. Like, he's like, I hate the Swedes. They think they're better than everybody. What's going on? There's not even a Swedish character in the book. Like, why are the Swedes catching a stray? Like, I'm actually like blown away at this book. It's so bad. I've added some Maker's Mark to my tea, and I'm not kidding. It's only 10% later, but I feel that I need it to get through this. I don't know how much of my lack of enjoyment is due to the writing. Like, I get what they're going for. I get that it's supposed to be like funny. It's not landing. Like, a lot of the jokes are not landing. I think mostly because of the voice actors. I'm not kidding. The voice actor who plays the brother, he said, instead of like potato, he keeps going potato, which like could read as a joke. Like, that could be intentional, but the way that he's doing it is not well done. So it's hard to tell whether he's aware that it's a joke or if he just doesn't understand turns of phrase. Yeah, this is rough. I'm gonna finish up packing, finish this up. Good morning, vlog. What a journey we've had. As you can probably imagine, I'm gonna give #CrimeTime a 1 star. I didn't want to do this. Unfortunately, my hand was forced because of the myriad of things that I've already talked about. I don't want to do a rant review. Y'all saw my frustration. There was nothing redeeming about the end. The author's note kind of made it worse. Like, there was an audio author's note where Geneva Rose and her husband, who wrote the book together, were talking about it and like their inspiration for it, which this was inspired by real life events, and like a lot of the inciting incidents were like directly taken from their experience, which is fine, but they were definitely like bystanders. Whatever, you can process your trauma through your art. I do it. I respect a lot of other artists who do it. That's fine. I just really hope that they got permission from the people who were victims of the crimes that they fictionalized to like riff on their actual experience of like not being a bystander. I don't know. I got a weird feeling when I was listening to the author's note. Also, it makes me think that it's not all the voice actors' fault, because the way that her and her husband speak to each other, like, it was very obvious they thought they were so funny. And I know they sit around their house gabbing and laughing it up. It's giving yuck. Like, they thought they were so funny, and I just thought it was the most cringe, unfunny I know that I'm going so hard, but like I have never felt this way. Like I've never read something or listened to an audiobook that was intended to be so funny and found it so unfunny in my life. Like I love the like dry sardonic humor of Finlay Donovan is killing it. This should not be compared to that. It's really just not in the same league vibes. My opinion, you can skip hashtag crime time. I know there are gonna be some of y'all that hear this review and you have to know. So you're gonna go listen to it. Girl, condolences. But of course, as always, this is just my opinion, so you can do literally whatever the fuck you want. I'm just a girl on the internet, so at the end of the day. But that is where I'm gonna leave it. I am gonna read one more thriller this month, which is my book club pick, Midnight is the Darkest Hour. The vlog for that will be on Patreon because it is my Patreon book club pick if you want to see that. Link is always down below. But that's where we're gonna end it today. We had 2 flops and 2 bangers. It all evens out. I'm not mad. Thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. Don't forget to check out Dossier's Black Friday sale up to 55% off. Like when I tell you, you can get a luxury perfume for $14. Go do it. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week, and I will see you guys in my next one.